And it's raining today. It's actually really light, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop here anyways, even though it looks bright further south. And with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one? More about drones attacking airports apparently anyways. It says drone attacks target Sundanese capital, Khartoum airport. Drones targeted the army-held Sundanese capital and its airport on Thursday, witnesses told AFP, marking the third consecutive day of such strikes. At 4 a.m., I heard the sound of 2 drones passing above us, one witness said, adding that the drones were headed towards military facilities. Another witness, meanwhile, said he saw the drones heading towards the airport, adding that he heard explosions shortly afterwards. It does say here too, since Tuesday, the airport, out of service for over 2 years, has come under repeated drone attacks blamed on the paramilitary rapid support forces, which the regular army has been battling since April 2023. So at first I was wondering, why would you attack an airport that's been closed for that long? But apparently I guess it's to stop them from reopening it, because it says the airport was due to reopen on Wednesday, but this was postponed under further notice, an airport official told AFP on condition of anonymity. And still around the world, I guess, alarm bells over things like drones, huh? It says Zulum raises alarm over use of drones by Boko Harm. Governor Babagana Zulum and Borno State has expressed deep concern over increasing drone attacks by Boko Haram insurgents and called on the federal government to conduct an immediate and comprehensive review of the nation's air safety and defense mechanisms. Professor Zulum, who made the call on Friday in an interview with newsmen in Mafa town of Mafa local government area, said the successful use of a drone by the terrorists to target a key military asset exposes a critical vulnerability in Nigeria's airspace security and a matter of great concern. He goes on to say, one thing I want to comment on is the issue of drones. This is frightening. In Dekwa, I was told drones were used. The proliferation of drones, particularly in the hands of non-state actors, is of great concern for the entire country. We have to do something to stop the rampant use of armed drones. The governor emphasized that the incident is not just a concern for Borno State, but is a direct threat to national security. Well, in that case, I think you're going to have to find ways to actually counter, I guess, the drones in general. I don't think necessarily like here, if it's a terrorist group, they're not going to pay attention to any rules and regulations that you come up with, huh? And with the topic of security, this was kind of interesting actually. With things like school shootings happening, unfortunately, in various places, as you can imagine, organizations are implementing devices to try to protect people in the building. And in this case, I suppose, a system to actually detect whether or not somebody has a gun, and with that it would alert, I suppose, the appropriate authorities to apprehend the person. But what if the system is completely wrong? And that's apparently what happened here. Imagine holding like a bag of chips or something like that where the system determines he's holding a gun. It says just holding a Doritos bag, student handcuffed after AI system mistook bag of chips for a weapon. An artificial intelligence detector led police to believe a person was armed with a weapon at a Baltimore County school when it turns out they had a bag of chips. Taki Allen was sitting with friends Monday night outside Kenwood High School eating a bag of chips after football practice. About 20 minutes later, police officers showed up with guns walking toward Allen. Well, that was a real gun for sure, huh? It says it was like 8 cop cars that came pulling up for us. At first, I didn't know where they were going until they started walking toward me with guns, talking about get on the ground. And I was like, what? So after that, apparently, according to this, the police explained to him that the AI detector thought his bag of chips, which he crumbled up, like it says here, and placed in his pocket, was an actual weapon. And they said they made me get on my knees, put my hands on my back, and cuffed me. Then they searched me and they figured out I had nothing. Then they went over to where I was standing and found a bag of chips on the floor. And it says the police then showed him, I guess, the picture that triggered, I guess, the AI detector. And it says, I was just holding a Doritos bag. It was 2 hands and 1 finger out. And they said it looked like a gun. So apparently it was this system here anyways, Omnilert. And you can see them demonstrating how when people whip out some kind of weapon, it identifies it and it alerts, as you've seen here, the appropriate authorities. But that's really bad, huh? In terms of misidentifying a bag of chips, I guess just because the guy's finger was out and so forth, as a gun. I actually remember reading there was supposed to be security systems like this where they had a drone actually come out when it identifies some kind of issue, for example. Let's just say a weapon, you'll have the drone actually fly out around the place. I guess that would have actually stopped this from happening, getting the police to go over there with their guns armed and so forth, where I would imagine the drone would have been able to immediately identify anyways what he was holding. Although it makes me wonder too, because if they actually showed him a picture of this, can't you see yourself? Like, hey, that doesn't look like a gun. It's like all crumbled up and so forth. Maybe the drawback to this was it just wasn't high res enough. Imagine it being in 8K, for example, where you can actually zoom in, then you could easily say, for example, okay, yeah, that's not like a gun. But of course with that, the drawback would be it takes way too much memory to be recording 24/7 at like 8K or something like that too. Okay, it looks like the weather's actually clearing up pretty fast. I know it was bright further south, but yeah, I guess I'll take it, huh? Let's see what we can see above. Alright, see you guys later.